like there are 2 minutes delay, but I was trying to set up everything. This is my first live video, and I'm sorry for that mistake. I hope you can hear me. I have my microphone turned on. My husband is here with me to help me with the chat. Oh, I have to look here. I am quite nervous, I have to say. Please, if you, anyone who's here with me in the live, if you can hear me, please give me like a thumbs up or write anything in the chat so I know that it's working, because I'm not sure if it's working. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Okay, guys, so as I said, oh, hi, Wei. I'm so happy you're here with me. Let's get it started. I am really, really nervous. I mentioned it before, and I don't want to focus on it too much. The main purpose of this live stream is to show you the book, to tell you the story behind the book. And hey, everyone. Oh, I'm so happy you're all here with me. So I have my computer here, and I don't want you to look at it, actually. The computer is just for me to remember everything that I want to talk to you. Otherwise, I get nervous and I maybe start talking a lot and I might forget what I have to say. So sometimes I will look at it, but it's just a guide for me so I won't get lost. During the chat, if you have any questions, you can send it. You can send in the chat any messages, questions. If you want me to show you one of the characters from the book, just let me know. My husband is here taking care of the chat, and he'll let me know if you have any questions or yeah. And some things I will talk here. I saw some message there. Some things I will explain because I did a live stream last Sunday on my Instagram account. It was in Portuguese. And I received lots of messages asking me to do this live stream in English as well, which made me really happy because there are more people interested in hear what I have to say and about the book and about the story behind it. So yeah, that's basically it. And I wrote all the questions that were asked during the live stream in Portuguese, and I will also talk about them here because maybe it might be a question that you have as well. Okay, let's get it started. So the main purpose of today's live stream is the book. This new crochet book was released, the Crochet Nativity book. I've been working on it for more than a year. The process is quite long, and I am so happy that it was released. I shared a video with my Patreons when I opened the package because I cried so much. I might cry today. It will probably happen because I get emotional, and you will understand why. The book is amazingly beautiful. You have no idea. I mean, the characters are cute, of course. Well, I designed it, and I'm happy that I did. And I do think they're cute. But if you look at the design of the book, I am sure you will love it. Well, the book is in English. It's already available on Amazon. I will link. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I will leave the link for the video in the description of this live. I think it's already in the description, but I have to check it later. Again, thank you everyone who's here with me. Your support is more important than you can imagine. And I don't want to get emotional that early. So you see that in the book, we have 10 characters. We have the 3 wise men, the angel, Mary, Joseph, Jesus, and the animals. We have the donkey, the cow, and the sheep. Super cute. Here in the back, you can see a couple of pictures. These pictures are also part of the book. You can see there are so many pictures in it. There is so much explanation. It's so detailed. I am really happy with it. And also the design is super beautiful, as I mentioned before. Well, I don't want to show you something that will also show you the pattern, but you can see some parts of it. It's it's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. And this page is my favorite because, as you know, Crochet Nix colors are blue and yellow, and these are also the colors on this page that contains all the characters, and I love it. It looks very, very beautiful. Okay, let's start talking about the characters and the story behind it. Is everything okay, honey? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Let me drink a cup of tea. Are you drinking tea? I sent you an email asking you if you were drinking tea or coffee in today's live stream. I am super happy. Okay. Well, I usually say that behind every amigurumi that we... Oh, tea, good. I'm also drinking tea because it's late here in Finland. I usually say that my work with amigurumi is much more than just yarn and a crochet hook. It goes beyond simply grabbing like a skein of yarn, a crochet hook, and start creating something. Our work with amigurumi, everything that we create, it carries our emotions and our creativity, our love for it, our passion. And there is a lot behind every creation process. And this is a little bit of what I want to share with you today. When I created these characters, I actually started creating, I split it in two parts. My God, I'm so nervous. But I did it in two parts. The first part, it was only Joseph, Mary, Jesus, and the sheep. And the pattern was quite a success. I received a lot of good feedback about it. You sent me so many beautiful messages, which made me super happy. And many people asked me to create a part two of this collection. Lots of people asked me to create the three wise men. I think the angel was also in part one. I don't remember exactly. But a lot of people asked me for the three wise men and for a complete nativity set. So I released part one. And while I was crocheting part two, while I was in the creation process of part two to complete this set, something really bad happened. I lost my cousin. He died in the middle of the creation of this collection. He was very, very close to me. He was only 2 years older than me, actually. And it was one of the most difficult moments of my life. And I'm sorry if I start crying here now because, as I said in the beginning, I get emotional every time I talk about it. We were really close. I have lots of cousins, but he was the one that visited me many times when I lived by myself in a different city, away from my family. We had so many things in common. Since we were kids, every time there was like a family gathering, we were together. Um, and thank you, everyone. So when I lost him, I I was in that moment, that period of my life, that I started questioning lots of things, and I was like, why did it happen to him? He was so young. It's not fair. I cried every single day. It was really hard for me because I had to go to work, and people at work asking me how I was, and I started crying. And I didn't want to share what was going on behind the scenes. As I said, behind every amigurumi, there is a story. I didn't want to share in social media what was going on in my life. I started therapy after that. I said, it's hard for me to remember. And at the meantime, lots of people were asking me about part two. And I promised, I had already promised back then that I was going to release the Three Wise Men and part two of the patterns. And I didn't have the strength at the moment because I missed him so much. I cried every day. I cried on top of my amigurumi. And I remember one day I was crocheting back in Brazil, and my husband said, "Well, you don't have to do it. You cannot do it right now. Look at yourself. You're crying all the time. Just make a post on Instagram and tell everyone that it will not be possible to complete the collection, not this year, because something happened, and that's it. They don't have to know." But I had already promised you, and I really, really wanted to finish the collection. I knew how beautiful it would be. I wanted to finish it. And so I gathered all the strength in me to keep going. And I finished. I finished the collection. Um, and every time I look at this book, I look at the whole collection, I think of him because I did it in a difficult moment, and it carries all the love I feel for him and how much I miss him. He was a person that also always supported me and my work. Um, the last time I saw him, um, I remember he asked me. He loved amigurumi. He was always asking me to crochet one character or another. He was always like, "Oh, you have to crochet this one. You have to do this." He asked me, um, "Do you think I can learn how to do that?" And I said, "Yeah, of course you can. I can teach you." And so, yeah, he was a person that always supported me. And so I dedicated this book to him, for him. I'm sorry. My English is not the best right now. The nervousness, the emotion. For everyone who has the book, you can see that here in the beginning, it's written, and I think this is the first time I'm not crying that much when I say it. I wrote to my beloved cousin, Celso Jr., whom I miss every day. Because it's true, I do miss him a lot. And I dedicated this book to him. I really, really miss him. And I know he would be really proud of the book, of Crochetniks, and I would love to have him here and share all the things that are happening to me. And that's it. That's the story behind this book. It's a story full of love. And I know that everyone who grabs this book will feel the same love that I feel whenever I look at it. That's what I believe in. Let me check other things that I wrote here in my script so I don't get lost. Yeah, guys, this was always, if I can, oh, sorry, because I was reading a message here. My husband will answer, otherwise I get easily distracted. Yeah. Well, this live is supposed to be about the book release. I told you already the story behind it. I'll answer some of your questions, and I'll show you all the characters because I have them here in the box. And I will start showing you everything. And please, honey, if you remember something that I'm forgetting, you can just let me know. So first, I will show you all the animals. We have the sheep. Look how cute it is. I love it. But my favorite is the cow. This is the cow. Look at this. Oh my God, this is so cute. I love it. And here's the donkey. Cute, isn't it? I love it. His hair as well. But my favorite one is the cow. And you can see that even my photo here in the back, I am with the cow because I do love it. And we have the other characters. If you want me to show it a little bit more, please just send in the chat. We have Mary. Oh, thank you, my darling. I love them. This collection is super special. We have Mary, and we can remove this. Oops, it's not glued. The donkey, yeah, the donkey is super cute indeed. I love it. Well, I don't know why. Maybe because of the colors. The cow is my favorite. I'm not sure. But the donkey is super cute. We have baby Jesus. Still tiny. The angel. I love the wings. I love the wings of the angel. And this part is so detailed in the book. I am sure you will love it. They are bigger. Yeah, actually, it's like in the palm of my hands. Like, yeah. And oops, Joseph is here. His hair is super cute. And the technique that I used for his hair is the same technique that I used in the donkey as well. Oops, the crown. Let me take one of the wise men. We have this one. We have Balthazar. There are so many amigurumis here with me right now. And there is one more there. One of the three wise men. I love these colors. This is super cute. I like the brightness of the purple. And yeah, this is the last one of the three wise men. I wanted to do them in bright, different colors. So this one I made in green. Amigurumi Parade, yeah. This one I made in purple. I don't know if I can grab it with my hand. And this one I made in baby blue. So these are all the characters. The accessories of the wise man are here somewhere in my box. I should have separated before. I'm sorry for that. But that's it for the characters. If you want me to show a little bit more, just write in the chat and my husband will tell me and I can show it to you. Let me put Joseph here. I think now I'll answer some of the questions that were asked in the live stream in Portuguese. Is there something?
Do you want me to ask?
Yeah.
Okay, I can ask some questions from the chat.
I'm not sure if
people can hear me.
I don't know if you can hear my husband, but I have a pair of this microphone. I've never used the second one. So now is the time. He will read some of your questions and I will answer.
Okay, so, well, you asked what were people drinking. Some people are drinking tea, apparently. Some people are having tiramisu, and some people are knitting first socks or things like that. Yes. Then Michelle actually said, I love how many pictures there are and that all the colors needed are listed in the first place. So I think maybe you could talk a little bit about the yarn used and what you recommend about brands and stuff.
Good. Thank you, honey. Do you like my mug? I love this mug. And now I just realized that matches my shirt. And let me show you. My husband is also drinking tea, but this is his mug. We like different mugs. So let me talk about the yarn. For these characters here, I crocheted with the Amigurumi from Círculo. It's a Brazilian brand, and I separated one skein here to show you. This is the yarn that I used for all the characters in the book, okay? I used different colors. As I mentioned, this is a Brazilian brand, but they sell internationally. You can even find the name of the brand is Círculo, okay? I don't know if you can see it. It's here, círculo. Um, you can find the website even in English. There is Círculo USA. So I know they sell internationally. There are a couple of countries in Europe that sell this yarn as well. Here in Finland, I have never found it. Actually, last year there was a craft fair in my city, Tampere, which some people say is the biggest craft fair. I don't know. It was quite big. And I saw one stand in the fair selling this yarn. But just so you know, this is 100% mercerized cotton yarn. And these were the ones that I used because in Brazil, this is like the most famous one. But you don't need to use exactly the same yarn that I used. Even here in the channel, there are a couple of videos where I talk about different yarn brands that I used, I tested, and how to substitute the yarn correctly. Because I think it's very, very important to learn. Can you imagine, like, when I lived in Brazil, I crocheted all my amigurumi with this one, and now I'm in Finland. If I wanted to keep using this yarn, it would be so expensive for me. Simply because they don't sell it here, I would have to buy in another country to send it to my place. So it wouldn't be, forgot the word. It's not handy. Let's use this word because I don't remember another one. So I separate a couple of skeins of yarn here. For example, now I used this one. I hope you can see it, from Hobby. This is France cotton, simply because Hobby is in Denmark. I'm in Finland. The countries are close, and depending on the amount of yarn that I buy, the shipping is free. It's also 100% mercerized, but also I can find in Finland Scheepjes, Catania, this Schackemeyer. Um, they're from Germany, but I can easily find this one here. I also like separated other skeins of yarn. This one, for example, is from Portugal. But all these yarns are 100% cotton yarn. And this is the type of yarn that I recommend for these characters. Because in order to give the right shape for some parts of the amigurumi and to create this, let me take one of the characters. Like this amigurumi can, oh my god, there's so much yarn. Sorry, this amigurumi can stand on its own. It's quite firm. All the parts, it's quite firm. So in order to create this aspect in your amigurumi, the cotton yarn is the best one to go. And if you, for some reason, don't like to work with cotton yarn, a combination of cotton with acrylic also works quite well. I don't have it here, but there is another yarn that I like, which is um, like 50-50 cotton with acrylic. It also works well because of the amount of cotton in the yarn. It also gives the structure that we like. But I wouldn't go for like 100% acrylic, for example. So I think I talk too much when I start talking about yarn. I speak a lot, I'm sorry. But just go for like a cotton yarn and you're good to go. You don't have to buy expensive yarn. Okay, that's it.
Okay, so
Sorry.
next one is actually about sizes. So it's connected to this about sizes of amigurumis.
Mm.
So Michelle also mentioned that they are bigger than she thought that they would be. So their actual size, I think, is like 14, 13, 14
Do
centimeters.
we have? Oh, I have
I
something
wouldn't
to
know
measure here.
by heart in inches how much that is. I can check here.
I am sorry for you guys from the US, but I don't know how to measure things in inches. I always use Google. For example, the sheep is like 9 centimeters, and Mary, let me put the book here, and Mary is like 13.
Okay, so 13 centimeters. This is 5.1 inches, if that helps you. And the animals are about 9 centimeters. That would be three and a half
Yeah.
inches for uh, American folk.
Yeah, I saw someone saying there they use drops. It's a very good yarn. I bought drops last year in a Black Friday sale because I wanted to test, and the yarn is very good. I liked it.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you to mention about hook sizes since we are talking about sizes of
Oh,
amigurumis because you
okay.
have changed since you came from Brazil and that affected a bit. So
Yeah, yeah, that's something that changed as well because with this yarn, this one, Amigurumi, it's a bit thicker. I think in their website they say it's a sport yarn. I don't remember. I'm not so sure. But I used to crochet with a 2.5 millimeter crochet hook size. Less than that, it started to hurt my wrists. Um, but to crochet using like Hobie or Catania or Shapius, Katona, I usually go for a 2.2 or 2 millimeter crochet hook size. And of course, because I'm using a thinner yarn, these ones are fingering, and I'm also using a smaller crochet hook size, the amigurumi are a bit smaller than the ones crocheted with círculo. But yeah, now since I'm usually using these yarns, the ones that I mentioned, Shapias and Hobie and etc. I usually crochet with a 2 millimeter because 2.5 my stitches will be bigger and there would be gaps between stitches, which is something that I definitely don't like.
yeah, okay. Continuing here, so I think you have to say good morning to Snowy Girl. It's
Oh,
6:30 in Australia,
my
6:30
God.
a.m. I mean, and she's up already, so
My God.
that's
I mean,
awesome.
thank you so much for watching. It's like Sunday already for you. 6 a.m. in the
Yeah,
morning and you're
6:30
here.
a.m. Yes,
My God.
yes.
I feel honored, by the way, for each and every one of you. But 6 a.m. in a Sunday?
Now a question from Danielle. She asked, "How is this book different from the patterns?"
That are sold in the
Yep,
website.
yep.
Actually, the pattern itself, sometimes I read the comments and I get distracted, but okay, I will get used to it. The patterns are the same. We changed a couple of images to make it better for the book. Um, there are more explanations and more instructions. We added QR code to help with some specific parts of the book of the characters. So I showed you the angel before. I know that I took completely new pictures for the wings of the angel, and we added lots of explanations to make it easier, especially for beginners. I would say that the characters are more like intermediate, beginner to intermediate level. So I added more explanation also to make it easier for newer crocheters.
Yes. And then there's also one question from Maria Higgs. She asked, like, when crocheting the hair of an angel, for example, or I think Joseph has the same kind of hair, did it feel like it was never ending? I get that feeling when I crochet
Oh,
curly hair.
we all have. Curly hairs are beautiful, but they are not easy to deal with. Yeah. Well, let me leave the jokes aside. With Joseph, actually, I remember I didn't have this feeling because, thank you, my husband is helping me. With Joseph, I didn't have this feeling because the hair is shorter and this one was quite fast. But when I am crocheting like a doll, I had a doll in Brazil and I made her hair with curls, and I wanted like volume, like a big and volume hair in the doll. It took ages. It's usually like that. It's a process. But with the angel, yeah, it's a lot of hair and it can take a while. But it's very beautiful in the end when you create this effect. I like the volume in curly hairs. Hairs. Sorry for my broken English. I think it will be better next time in a live. It's my first time. Sorry for that.
Yeah, and it's 10:30 in the
It's
evening here, so
10:30.
it's
I'm an
almost
early
past our
bird.
bedtime.
I'm just like the snowy girl. Snowy girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Snowy Girl.
I wake up early. Okay? My friends know that. I wake up like at 5 something, 6 something every day. I'm a morning person. By that time, I should be in my bed, but I'm here with you.
Okay, do you want to continue with questions from Instagram?
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
have a couple questions here that were asked during my live stream on Instagram, and I will answer them now. Well, the yarns we already talked about. The book is available in English. I mentioned it in the beginning, and it's available on Amazon. A very interesting question that was sent to me was if it was possible to purchase the book for Kindle, and it is. It is possible. When you go to Amazon, you can check for the paper or the Kindle version. It's Kindle written there.
Yep.
So,
Or electronic, something like
yeah, something like that. I don't remember exactly the words on the website, but you can check it on Amazon. I'm not sponsored by them or anyone. So yeah, it's a possibility. Um, Let me see what
that. How long does
else.
it take to crochet each
How
doll into one?
long? Yeah, it really depends on the character, as I was talking before about the hair. Because, for example, let me grab one of the animals here. A cow like this, it can be crocheted in a few hours. Of course, it depends on your experience. There are some people who are faster than others. I don't consider myself a fast crocheter. I usually crochet pretty slow because I concentrate a lot on the stitches. This is something that I like doing. I know some people just crochet watching TV, they simply don't look at their hands. I crochet watching TV, but I need to look at my hands. I need to look at what I'm doing. So I usually crochet a bit slower, but this one here can be crocheted in a couple of hours, like depending on your experience. But if you crochet, for example, the angel, because of the hair, it will take a bit longer. But just because of the hair, the other parts are quite, and also the wings, it's quite fast to be done. I usually don't measure the amount of hours like that because it really depends on every person's experience.
Yep. Another question you might go for,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that we got on Instagram actually, is do they stand or on their own? And you can also maybe expand to
Mm.
your work in general.
Oh, yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, they do. They do. There is also some explanation on the book on how to do that, a couple of techniques. There is a video here.
It's gonna be hard to show it, but you can
Yeah,
put
it
it
will be.
here.
Yeah, I don't think it will show up in the camera, but you can see it stands on its own. And all the characters were designed like that because usually a nativity set we want them like exposed in some place in our living room near Christmas time. So in my case, we bought a new. What's the name in English?
And what?
Servapeuta. Oh my god!
Table, coffee table.
Yeah, like
Yeah, sofa table, coffee table. I
yeah,
don't
we
know the name.
bought like one of those tables that we leave next to the sofa, and I will put my nativity set there to decorate my house for Christmas. Oh my god, I'm sweaty. Sorry, I forgot the word. And so for that reason, I wanted them to stand on their own, and that's why they were designed like this. But my work is all designed to stand on its own. Some of them, the balance is a bit, how can I say it? It's not that smooth, like something that you simply place on the desk and it will stand. You have to like be a bit patient and organize a little bit, and it will stand on its own. But they are designed, they are supposed to be like that. And you can see like all my amigurumi here in the back, you're standing. So anything else
Uh,
from the questions
well,
that
there's
people sent?
Felicia sent one, dear Felicia. She sent one to everyone, and people started answering. But
Mm-hmm.
that's a good one for you, actually. Um, How many crochet projects do you usually have going at once? I personally have 3 to 6 going at all time. So Felicia's like little maniac like you, but
Mm,
let's go ahead.
you're a maniac like me. Crochet maniac. Well, I usually have a lot of projects. And right now I am crocheting. I didn't plan for it. I wanted to have like one new amigurumi for Christmas. But then I got excited and it turned out to be eight. Eight in total. We calculated yesterday. Um, so there will be a new Christmas collection soon. I don't want this live to be about it. But right now I have like I finished one amigurumi today, but I think I have like 4 or 5 different projects going on at the same time. And it's usually like that.
Yeah,
I'm crazy.
yeah.
What can I say? We are all crochet maniacs.
And also like there are some of my projects sometimes and
Yeah, because
but
let me tell you something. My husband crochets and he loves to crochet. Today you even shared some of your
yeah,
projects
yeah, yeah.
on our Discord group. I would be happy to have you with me in case you're not. But he starts to crochet, and the parts that he doesn't like to continue, like embroidery, some details, he's like, okay, I have done my part and I have to finish the amigurumi. That's usually what he does. He doesn't finish.
Yep, that's me. So maybe before going to another question, and we do have some already,
Mm,
you can maybe make some self-branding merchandising, talking about Patreon maybe or something,
mm. Well,
because you
I
mentioned the
Felicia was
Discord
talking
channel.
about
So
Freddie. Yeah, for those who are new here, we have our Patreon community, which is something that I love. It took me a long time to start it, and I'm so happy that I did because the people who are there are like are amazing. It's a very very good crochet community that supports each other. Sometimes we just want someone to talk about our thousands of projects going on. Yeah, it is. Thank you so much, Michelle. We just want someone to chat about the things that we have in common. We want to talk about the projects that we have, share the things that we are crocheting. Um, and yeah, basically that. There are lots of benefits, like you receive a different pattern every month. There is a podcast every week. But I think one of the things that I like the most is the connection with the people. And this is something that I heard from other people in the community as well. There is a girl, she's from Brazil, but she told me that, Lais, she said, hi Bia, the group is amazing, I like you so much. But the thing that I got to know different people who share the same interest as me is so good. So it's amazing, really. I would love to have you with me in Patreon. I am not good pitching myself, but if you like me, my work, and would like to support me and meet other crochet maniacs, I would love to have you.
all right. So ASL Chica asked, what level of difficulty are the patterns? You touched briefly
Mhm.
this topic,
Yeah,
but you
yeah, I
can
can mention
expand
it
on it. Yeah.
again. I would say that the patterns are intermediate because there are some techniques that I think demand a little bit more experience. But I had some beginner crocheters crocheting some of these patterns and they sent me their final result and it was beautiful. So I really believe that sometimes it's not a matter of experience, but how patient you are and how open to learn you are. Because also I had, thank God, not that many times, but people who consider themselves like experts and advanced crocheters who didn't manage to do something and didn't even ask for help. And when you're not open to learn, well, it gets difficult. So even if you're a beginner, don't feel discouraged because the everyone who ever purchased something with me, they know that I always help. I always help everyone. If you send me a question, I will do my best to help you. Um, Actually, if you don't know, I think I never shared this story. This YouTube channel was created because of that. I never wanted to have a YouTube channel. I never thought of myself exposing my life and talking in front of a camera. Now I like to do that. I feel way more comfortable, but it was never my goal. But I created this channel because I wanted to share tips and help people who were facing difficulties with some techniques that back then I considered simple. And then I was like, maybe it's not that simple. Maybe some people need more help. And then I created the channel. So, really, if you're a beginner, don't feel discouraged because I am here. I will always be here to help. Well,
That's it. Then some more questions we had. Do you use any special accessories for them?
mm, only Joseph because of his. How do you say that? I forgot the word.
Is it cane? I don't
I
know.
forgot. It's so late. We forgot all the words.
The
Yeah.
people who speak English as a first language could please
Please
help us
help
in the
me.
chat.
You would see my English in the morning. It's better. But just so you know, this is the only different material, okay, to create this accessory for Joseph. I used craft wire to create this, but the whole collection is just yarn and
Ice.
hmm,
Ice.
safety eyes and polyester fiber, and that's it. No special material, just so you know.
Yeah, perfect. Um, Another question we had is, can I make a plushy version of them? And this might be, well, you can use your other amigurumis as examples, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With blushie amigurumi, well, I hope I don't start talking about it for like 15 minutes. There, well, no, that's okay. There are different types of blushy yarn. The same way that we have, like, well, in the beginning of this live stream, I showed you different types of cotton fiber that can be used for the amigurumi. Polyester fiber works the same. Usually the plushy, chunky, bulky yarn that we see out there, they are all 100% polyester. But it doesn't mean that they are all the same. There are so many differences between brands and yarn types. Although they are 100% polyester, it changes a lot. And why I'm saying that? Because there are some polyester fibers, and I'm looking there because I have lots of polyester fiber out there. There are some polyester fibers that I would definitely not work with this collection because I don't think they would give me a good structure. They're very soft. Those chenille velour touch, I definitely wouldn't recommend. But can you take the green one there for me, darling? Just as an example. This yarn here, this is from AliExpress. I bought on AliExpress and it's very cheap. Again, not sponsored. And it's also very similar to a yarn called Mondial Velour. It's an Italian brand. This yarn is very thick. And I dare saying, I have never done that. I should do. I dare saying that if you crochet these characters from the book with this kind of polyester fiber, it will work really, really well. Because this yarn is one of those polyester fibers that do not split easily. They create a very robust structure in the amigurumi. Um, these ones, they make the amigurumi very firm. And for the new Christmas collection that I am crocheting, I crocheted like 4 or 5 characters with this yarn here, and it gave me an excellent structure. But I have other types of polyester fiber that I don't think would go that well. I don't know if it answered the question, but when talking about plush yarn, All I can say is it depends. Some people are traumatized with plushy yarn, and when they say that, I usually answer, well, don't be traumatized. It's probably because you hadn't worked with a good yarn brand. Basically that. I don't
All
know if I
right.
helped.
Some more here. Let's move on.
Okay.
So let's go to a controversial one then.
Ooh.
Well, when we are talking about experience and stuff, Felicia mentioned that she thinks it's more of a level of confidence than experience. And then Michelle said something very interesting as well. I'm an experienced crocheter, but amigurumi is totally different technique. I have even changed the way I stitch. I now use
Hmm?
yarn under, which I had never tried before. So let's just dive in yarn under, yarn over, just to
Okay.
get your thoughts on it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I do agree that it's quite different. People who spend their entire lives crocheting like the traditional crochet, there are a couple of things that we need to adapt when we start crocheting amigurumi. Um, of course, it's easier to learn because you already have the experience, but a couple of things uh, change. Yeah, for sure. And about the yarn under, yarn over technique, well, when I learned to crochet like 9 years ago, I started to crochet amigurumi in 2015. So it's been 9 years that I crochet. And when I started, I remember that it was my husband's friend's girlfriend. Remember?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do. Yes.
So I loved when the first amigurumi that I saw was in love with it and was like, I need someone to teach me. There were no YouTube tutorials or just a few almost 10 years ago. And she started teaching me. And I immediately started doing the yarn under. There was no talk about yarn under and yarn over back then. And she said that I was doing it wrong because the correct way was yarn over. So I had to force myself. But then I realized that there was nothing wrong. And right now I do prefer to crochet with yarn under for lots of reasons. Stitches are usually tighter and the amigurumi create is a bit more robust. I always use this word because I think it's the one that suits best with the idea that I want to share. But I do have this one that I crocheted for a whole series here in the YouTube channel called Amigurumi Academy, in which I teach people how to crochet from scratch for people who have never grabbed a crochet hook before. And for this series, I crocheted with yarn over because I know that for a lot of people who are beginners, it's a bit easier. So I got lost in the middle of my explanation. Basically, usually beginners prefer yarn over because it's not that tight and you're still practicing your stitches, your crochet tension, so I think it's totally fine. But if you want your stitches like a bit more closed and less gaps between stitches, I think the yarn under technique is a bit better. And I like the X stitch a bit more than the V shape. It's a matter of preference, but both are totally okay.
Yes, and just to comment, guys, as an insider, sometimes I pick
My stress
some
ball.
piece of hers to continue crocheting for some reason, like I don't know, and she crochets so tight, you have no idea. I have to like pull it as tight as I can to make it as similar as her stitches. So
And your
that's the
stitches are tight. You
yeah.
don't make
Mine are
loose
already
stitches.
tight, but when I have to crochet a piece of hers, it's like
Yeah.
really, really,
It's
really tight.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I have my stress ball. It also helps with tendinitis.
Yep. So, Donakirk asked, how many colors of yarn did you use in the Nativity set?
Hmm.
And then I
Which
counted
what
it
a good
for you here
question.
already.
Ah,
25.
you see, that's why it's good to have an assistant.
Yeah, we wouldn't know this by heart.
I couldn't do it by myself if I was alone in that live stream. Thank you. So
Yeah.
20? Four?
25. They're all here if you want to
25
show.
different colors. Yeah. But you see that lots of colors repeat in the book, like the beige color for the skin tone of some characters, or the brownish tone, for example. I wanted to use a different brown color for the hair of one of the wise men, but if you want like to save some money and use exactly the same color as the one used in Joseph, it's totally fine. Just so you know.
Uh, Next one.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the colors here. The same goes for these wise men because I used a different color tone blue of blue here and a different one here in Mary. But if you again want to save some money, you can use the same blue color.
Yep, yep.
Totally fine.
Oh, and usually you have lots of yarn around
I
and
have a
usually,
lot of
yeah.
yarn, so yeah, it's usually not a problem.
Then a very, very good question here.
Oh,
Which character was your favorite to make out for a nativity play?
I would say the cow. It was, I don't know, guys. It was the last one I crocheted. And um, I remember that I had already taken the photos and I was so happy with the amigurumi. I just want to check something in the book. That's why I'm looking down. Um, how do we call it? The other.
Others, yeah.
Yeah. I was happy with the amigurumi. I was like, yeah, okay, it's cute. And then I went to bed and I woke up with, oh, I have an amazing idea for the other. And now it's my favorite. Let me leave the stress ball here because you can open the other and you can close it. So it's my favorite by far. I like the different colors that I used for the ears. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Felicia, just as mine, is
The sheep?
the sheep. Yeah, she mentioned here she's
Yeah, the
excited for the sheep.
curls. The curls are super beautiful. I like the sheep as well. The cow won my heart. Oh my God, 52 minutes already. I am glad that you all engaged with me in this live stream. I was so afraid of being alone here. So, first of all, again, thank you. Thank you for being here with me, for sending me so many good questions, interacting with me, and also my husband. I hope you're having fun in this live stream because it's been nice. I feel more comfortable. I hope you liked it so we can do it more often.
Yeah.
There's never enough yarn. No, no, there isn't. There isn't.
Yep, yep. Since we are in a thankful vibe,
Mm.
it's not a question, but Tammy mentioned, I don't have a question for you. I just want you to know that I started watching you in the beginning of my creations of my creators and yours, and you're my inspiration. I want to
Oh,
watch you all the time and I will be buying your book. So thank you so much.
thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Ah, I don't even have enough words to thank you for that, really. I always say that whenever someone sends me beautiful messages, it, it simply brightened my day. Is it right? Yeah, it brightened my day. Because, yeah, I do it because I love, of course, this is my job and I love doing it. But whenever I receive this love back, it's something so incredible, something that I have never felt before in anything else in my life. So, yeah, thank you. I don't want to cry. I can get emotional very easily. Any other question? No?
I think we
Okay,
covered it all
we
as
covered
far
it
as I can see
all.
here. Yep.
Okay, good. So I didn't think in the beginning that we would do the live stream for like 55 minutes almost. But I am happy that we did. I did have a great time with you. I'm sorry if there was there were any mistakes in the beginning. I was having some difficulties with the setup, and I am also sorry for my broken English during the live stream. But as I said, I can get really nervous doing new stuff. I hope that next live stream it will be better. I will be less nervous and I will feel more comfortable talking and chatting with you here. That's it.
Yes, that's it. So thank you everyone also from my part to help for helping me and all. It was very nice.
You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Um, thank you. Thank you 1,000 times. Thank you. I will leave the link for the book in the description. If you have further questions, don't hesitate to send because the live stream will be recorded. Actually, it will.
Yes.
It's. I think it's
Yeah,
automatically
it's
saved.
just yes.
Yeah, it will be here. You can send questions, and I'll be glad to answer them all.
And we also found the book in different Amazon websites.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
not only
just
Amazon
yeah,
USA.
you can
It's
pick the
like,
closest one probably and it will have.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. And now I will put on my pajamas and go to bed. Bye bye.